Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda Radhe. Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jainita Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So is everyone having a wonderful festive day today? Many pilgrims are coming through. We've never had such a busy Govardhan Puja day. Of course, everyone is coming because it's the new year. But for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, it's more important. For the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, those who are followers of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, the significance really is the Giriraj Dharam. So, we have the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Who has read the 10th canto of Bhagavatam? I'm sure some of you must have. There's hands going up at the back. Gentleman over there. Wonderful. So the 10th canto has 90 chapters. 90 chapters in the 10th canto. Throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 335 chapters, and just the 10th canto has 90. So this is how important the 10th canto is. And in the 25th chapter of the 10th canto is the lifting of Govardhan. The lifting of Govardhan. And the 25th chapter, verse 19, is what I have selected here. And I'll just chant the Sanskrit and the translation which is given. There is also the purport. So I'll chant the Sanskrit. Iti uktavaikena hastena kritva govardhanam chalanam dadada leelaya vishnus chatrakam ivakalakaha Chatrakam iva balakaha. Having said this is the translation. Having said this, Lord Krishna, who is Vishnu himself, picked up Govardhan hill with one hand. He picked up Govardhan hill with one hand and held it aloft just as easily as a child holds up a mushroom. Now some of these children are here. If they hold up a mushroom, it's not a big thing, is it? For the children, right? All you children, you know what a mushroom is. Of course, we don't eat mushrooms. Yes, yeah. But if you hold up a mushroom, you know what it looks like? It looks like an umbrella. It's not a big thing. It's the light things, the small things, isn't it? It looks like bread, she said. Doesn't look like bread. So just like a child, right? Just like a child holding up a mushroom, Krishna, Purna Purushottam Swayam Bhagwan Shri Krishna, held up Govardhan hill. And in the purport it's mentioned, it is confirmed in the Hari Vamsa that Shri Krishna picked up the Govardhan mountain with his left hand, and with his little pinky. And with his left hand he picked up that mountain which, now the mountain is humongous, very, very big, which was touching the clouds. This mountain was touching the clouds, Govardhan. Now according to our Acharya Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of the Acharyas, when Lord Krishna was preparing to lift Govardhan, a partial expansion of his Yogamaya potency named Samharika, Samhariki, temporarily removed all the rain from the sky, because as you saw in the drama, you saw Lord Indra, our Lord Indra was, pouring, the rain was pouring. So the Yogamaya potency removes all the rain from the sky so that Krishna, he ran very swiftly from the porch. There's a porch of his house. He has a big porch to the mountain, Govardhan. Now neither his turban, Krishna has a nice turban, neither his turban nor any other garments got wet. So Krishna made that arrangement temporarily so that he could go straight to Govardhan and lift it. So it has been mentioned, dear devotees, it has been mentioned that of the many physical features of Nanda Baba's kingdom of Vraj, Nanda Baba's kingdom is vast. The Vraj kingdom is vast, and of the many features of that kingdom, Govardhan stands supreme. That's why it's mentioned that Giriraj Govardhan, Giriraj Dharan is indeed Krishna himself. And this humongous Parvat stands supreme. It's mentioned like that. It increases Vardhan. It increases Vardhan, meaning pleasure for the cows. Hence, Govardhan. So this is the meaning. And so, in turn, the opulence of the cowherd men, not only does Govardhan Hill serve the cows with its fresh grass, pure water, and medicinal herbs. Not only does this service is there, but it also fulfills the need of all the Brajbasis with its fruits, flowers, and precious jewels. So this is why Krishna was so insistent, and actually, why worship Lord Indra, why worship any of the demigods, but we should be worshipping Giriraj Dharan. So this is the reason, really. Now Govardhan is so incredible that in a single moment, the mountain expands in length, breadth, and height. Within no time, it can expand, and it assumes assumes the form possessing 100 golden peaks. This is the explanation, and this mountain defeats the beauty of Lord Narayan's palaces in Vaikuntha. Such is Govardhan, defeating the beauty of the countless, limitless palaces in Vaikuntha. This is how the description is. And some Vrajbasis called the mountain Govardhan because it was the infallible shelter for wishful thinking cows, the Surabhi cows. This is the shelter for them, the wishful thinking cows. And others called it Satnagra because it had 100 majestic peaks at its full size, 100 majestic peaks. So we can imagine how humongous and how big Govardhan was. And the essence of Govardhan is prema, love of the Lord. This is the essence. And because the nature of prema is such that it is always expanding, so Govardhan is forever expanding in every direction. The Parvat expands in every direction without limit. And soon there was no space. There was no space in Gokul because Govardhan was covering every direction. And so the Brajbasis were a little apprehensive. And this created a little disturbance because Govardhan's size and mood was expanding and expanding. And when Krishna saw this disturbance, this transcendental disturbance, when Krishna was seeing this, and this in essence was Krishna's latest creation, and the Lord stood up, he expanded. You saw in the drama, that, there was a description, Jai Krishna Prabhu gave a description of even Krishna expanding. And so Krishna expands and he slaps Govardhan. He slaps that you must decrease your size to a proportionate, manageable size. So then the Lord reprimands Govardhan. He's reprimanding Govardhan and saying that, why did you expand to such an extent without considering the feelings and needs of the others who are residing here? Why are you doing this? Stop this nonsense at once. So Krishna here, the description in the 10th canto of the 25th chapter is that he is reprimanding Govardhan. And only Krishna can do these things. So in brief, this was how Krishna manifested the Govardhan Parvat. Some well over 51.5 centuries have passed since this pastime took place. And the best of the mountains is considered to be Govardhan, multicolored, like a rainbow. There's so many beautiful colors. So when you take darshan on the altar, you take darshan of Gokulananda, and you see the Govardhan, they're made out of siro, by the way, made out of halava. But it's nicely multicolored. There's many, many colors there. So it's a multicolored, like rainbow, reservoir of all the holy places, and very, very dear to the divine couple and the Brajbasis and to the cows. The divine couple is none other than Srimati Radharani and Lord Shri Krishna. So even though Govardhan is eternally, transcendentally present in Gokul, according to the Garga Samhita, the Garga Samhita mentions that he first took birth from the wife of Mount Drona. This is the son of Mount Drona, Govardhan. And this was in Samalai Deep. Many, many deeps there. So this is a place, a land west of Bharatvarsh. And this is where he appeared. And when Govardhan was born, Mount Drona, the Parvat Drona, and his Dharampatni were overjoyed. Overjoyed. And the demigods showered flowers, knowing what's going to happen in the future. So flowers were showered by the demigods, many, many demigods. And the Himalayas, because there's Himalayas and Mount Sumeru and other mountains came to offer respects. They all came. Universal entities, universal personalities, the demigods, the various mountains. The mountains are very much prominent throughout the universe, and they substantiate their supremacy. The great mountains of the universe circumambulated Govardhan. So immediately the parents thought, this is a unique personality. And he was worshipped. Bowed down, everyone bowed down before the Govardhan Parvat and glorified Govardhan by saying, our respectful obeisances, Dandavat pranams to Govardhan, king of mountains. So the appearance of Govardhan was such, these personalities, and he is considered to be the king of all mountains. After the appearance of Govardhan, some time passed, and the great sage Pulastya, some of you devotees may know this, naturally you would know this pastime, I've heard it many, many times, but the great sage Pulastya Muni was one day touring. He was touring the holy places of the universe, and as he flew, because sages, they fly. Just like Narad Muni, many descriptions there, he can fly. Narad Muni flies with his Veena. So as he's touring and when he flew over this Salmali Dweep, he was drawn to the peerless beauty of Govardhan Hill. The Munivar was drawn to Govardhan. And the sage came upon Giriraj, who was considered to be luxuriantly with flowering vines, many colorful vines and everything growing, heavy with abundant fruits. Now these fruits humongous and abundant, resplendent with precious jewels. So don't try and go to Govardhan now and thinking that, there are jewels and all this gold is there. Don't try that, because we're not allowed on top of Govardhan. This is none other than Krishna. And he was been decorated with many, many colorful materials. So he was looking exceptionally majestic, like a king. Very majestic he was looking. Pulastya Muni approached Mount Drona, the father, and revealed that his desire was to take the son to Kasi, Varanasi, where the Munivar was from. So generally, when a Munivar visits, when a sage visits, a sannyasi may come to your homes, and if the sannyasi, the sage, would want to take away your son, would you give your son? There are some children here, even the daughters, would they be given by the parents? There will be some reluctance, isn't it? So similarly, Drona, the powerful sage, he had to eventually say, yes, please take him. Please take him. King Drona almost fainted because of the attachment to the children. Naturally, we're all attached to the children. However, fearing the curse of the sage Pulastya, Maharaj Drona agreed. Now, the time has come for Govardhan, who, at that time, just the sun, Govardhan was 64 miles long. 64 miles long, 40 miles wide. This is bigger than London. 64 miles long, 40 miles wide. This is bigger than London. Yes, he's wide. And he is 16 miles high. That's how big he was. So he was 64 miles long, 40 miles wide, 16 miles high in the sky. This is how big he was. And of course Drona, the father of Govardhan, he said to the Muni Pulastya, you can most certainly take him, but you have to lift him. You have to lift him and take him. So if you can imagine this Munivar, he then lifts this humongous mountain. It's so very long, he's lifting him. And when he's flying over Vraj, when the Muni Pulastya is flying over the province of Vraj, Vrindavan, he's flying over and thought of, naturally he's thinking of Radha and Krishna, because this is the land where Krishna and Srimati Radharani are. Have any of you been to Vrindavan? Have you been to any of the children? Yes? Been to Vrindavan? Wow. Wonderful. Very good. So if you go to Vrindavan, this is where Radha and Krishna are. And as he's thinking and meditating and performing, and he's meditating how Radha and Krishna are performing their pastimes, and so suddenly Giriraj becomes very, very heavy. He's getting very, very heavy, and this forces the sage to put him down. And of course, Mount Drona, there was a condition that the Muni Pulastya has to take the mountain straight to Varanasi, but he can't put him down. If he's put down, he's going to stay there. Wonderful. Look at it. Such intelligent children. Let's round of applause for the children. He's going to stay there. Exactly. So he remained there. And so after Pulastya Muni having a break from, he needed a little break, and he attempts to lift Govardhan. Obviously Govardhan, he just cannot be lifted. The Muni is trying and trying, and ultimately he gives up. And out of anger, the Munivar then he then says to Govardhan, you have to become light, but every day you will shrink. You will shrink the size of a sesame seed every day. So he's shrinking. Govardhan is actually shrinking. Scriptural evidence suggests, ladies and gentlemen, scriptural evidence suggests that they say that Giriraj appeared in Vrindavan during the pastimes of Lord Ramchandra. Lord Ramchandra. So this is where Lord Ramchandra, the Ram-Leela then becomes into Krishna Leela. Lord Ram, and we all know that it was none other than Hanuman who attempted to bring the mountain to Lanka, building the bridge. Wonderful. Now, if you can imagine, if Govardhan was taken to Lanka, he would have filled the entire distance. The whole of that distance he would have filled. But, sorry? Yes. Oh my God, these children know everything, don't they? You guys know everything, yes. So what happened then? Hanuman had to drop Govardhan on top of Vrindavan. It cracked, yes, and it went everywhere, isn't it? So the children know the pastime very well. Let's really hear it for the children once again. Now when Hanuman explained to Govardhan, okay, he explained to Govardhan why why did he not take him to Lanka? So for the service of Lord Ramchandra, because Govardhan wanted to serve Lord Ramchandra, he wanted to go there immediately. And Hanuman, what did he say? Wonderful. So the children, they know the whole pastime, that you can then have some significant role in Krishna's pastimes. So eager to lead the monkeys to war, Hanuman would not take Govardhan because of that. And he dropped him. So Hanuman said, because you are so eager for divine service, for devotional service, because you are so eager, when the Lord appears in the next age, which is what age? Treta Yuga is when Lord Ram appeared. Dwapara Yuga, which is the next age. When he appears then, the Lord's pastime, you can become the Lord's umbrella. You can become the Lord's umbrella. This is what Hanuman said. And so this is what happened. Lord Ram, he said that not only will I lift Govardhan, because when Lord Ram heard about this, he said, not only will I lift Govardhan in Dwapara Yuga with my hand, and I'll lift him with my left hand. This is what Lord Ram is saying. But I shall make him the playground. I shall make him the playground of my youth. And he continues by saying, by stating, he's stating the inscription of my name and impressions of my feet will liberate these stones. And he will liberate these stones, and that's why all those stones floated. And he's then thinking that Govardhan, the worship of Govardhan will happen as well. The Lord offers an alternative, as we see in the drama. The Lord offers an alternative to Nanda Baba, doesn't he? He offers that alternative of worshipping Govardhan. Now, Krishna is very, very persuasive. He's very persuasive. Initially, Nanda Raja, he didn't want to worship Govardhan because it's not the right practice, not the right thing to do. What should happen is naturally the Lord Indra should be worshipped. But Krishna, being very convincing, he convinced everyone, and hence the worship occurred of Govardhan himself. Now Krishna then instructed the assembly, whatever offerings have already been gathered for Indra should be divided into 3. Now in the drama, that wasn't specifically mentioned. but the offering should be divided into three. One offering should be for the cows, so the cow should always have bhoga and not prasad. One offering should be for the cows, for the brahmana, and the hill, Govardhan hill himself. So of course, Govardhan hill being Krishna, so the three offerings were divided. And if a fire sacrifice is needed, because every puja which you do, there has to be a fire sacrifice. If a fire sacrifice is needed, it must be conducted by learned brahmanas and offered to Agni. For he is the shelter of everyone. From the grains, the milk, the ghee collected for the sacrifice, the preparations were very sumptuous. Dishes of all descriptions, various types of descriptions given, such as rice, the dal, various vegetable soups, the halwa, the pakoras, the puris, and assorted cooked vegetables. So all different types of preparations were made. And if you go on the altar now, you know, the devotees, the Vaishnava Brahmins, they've been at it since 8 in the morning. And actually they've been cooking throughout the week. And all different types of preparations are being made there. So the Lord gave very specific instructions, which were then followed. And all these instructions had to be followed. He also wanted everyone from the brahmanas to the animals to be fed sumptuously. So everyone who came were fed sumptuously. Now while Krishna sat in meditation, love for Srimati Radharani appeared from his heart. This is quite interesting. And in the form of the mountain, Krishna manifests into a huge, gigantic deity. And this deity of Krishna is now expanding. And then he sits on Govardhan. So he's treating Govardhan like a sofa. Just like the children are piling up the cushions. So if you can imagine that being Govardhan, and then Krishna just sits there. And his massive form of Krishna expands. And then because this is non-different from Krishna, then the sofa becomes like, non-different from Krishna. The sofa being the mountain, Giriraj Dharan. Now for the Brajbasis, this was quite a unique sight. If you can imagine Krishna expanding. And then Krishna expands into 4 arms. Because he needs all 4 arms to eat. Because everything is being offered. If all the children, you can manifest your 4 arms, and then you can have a lot more. You've got all these arms, you can put everything in your mouth. And it all tastes very, very nice. So in the 10th canto, the description is given towards the end, after the festivities almost included, the festivities when they included it, it's mentioned that in the heavens all the demigods, including the Siddhas, the Sadhyas, the Gandharvas, the various other celestial beings, they sang the praises of Lord Sri Krishna and showered down flowers in great satisfaction. So you can imagine the demigods up there, they could be within the ring, this big ring we have, and the showering flowers and worshipping. In the 10th canto is mentioned to Pariksit Raja Sukdev Goswami mentions to the great King Pariksit that the demigods in heaven resoundingly played their conch shells and kettle drums. So this description is given. And the best of the Gandharvas, led by Tumburu. Tumburu is a powerful Gandharva. And that Gandharva began to sing. So beautiful hymns and beautiful singing was going on whilst all this is going on. Now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when performing Govardhan Puja and Govardhan Parikram, because when Lord Chaitanya came to Vrindavan for the first time, it was quite a unique occasion. And he went straight to Govardhan and he began his Parikram. Who's done Govardhan Parikram here? 21 kilometers, yes. The children, this personality has done it. Wow, 21 kilometers in the rickshaw. In the rickshaw. I have managed to do it 11 times in my time, and it was barefoot the first time. It was barefoot, and 21 kilometers took a long time. By the end of it, I had blisters this big, because I was with devotees who were running, and of course those devotees had champal on, and I was barefoot. But it's a very unique experience, isn't it? So when Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when he's performing Govardhan Puja and Govardhan Parikram, he is singing the verses spoken and sung by Srimati Radharani. These are very unique verses, and they've been given to us. And this verse, the translation is, of all the devotees. Now here, Govardhan becomes a devotee. Interesting. Of all the devotees, this Govardhan hill is the best. Oh my friends, this hill supplies Krishna and Balaram. This is Srimati Radharani saying, my dear friends, this hill, Govardhan, supplies Krishna and Balaram along with their calves, cows and cowherd friends with all kinds of necessities. Because every day, when Krishna arrives at Govardhan, this is where he stops. Krishna on a daily basis, he takes the cows there to graze. And they have a wonderful picnic there. And everything is there, or everything is supplied. Water, very soft grains, the caves. They're underneath Govardhan, there are caves. And these caves are not ordinary. They're not ordinary because as soon as you enter that cave, it turns into a majestic palace. A huge palace, yes. Not ordinary. Okay? So, water, very soft grass, caves, fruits, flowers and vegetables, everything is there in Govardhan. In this way, the hill offers respects to the Lord. This is how Govardhan serves Krishna and Balaram. Being touched by the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and Balaram, Govardhan hill appears very jubilant. He's very happy. Very jubilant, very happy. Vrindavan Das Thakur, one of our acharyas, writes that when Lord Nityananda, who knows Lord Nityananda? Wonderful, hands going up. Lord Nityananda, hands going up there. Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram himself. Okay? When he comes to Govardhan, when he comes, where Lord is mentioned, he would enact childhood pastimes. Lord Nityananda would very much perform pastimes of when being on Govardhan and with all his associates, because Lord Nityananda has so many associates, and is also he is very, very attached to Govardhan hill. Naturally, because Lord Balaram is very attached to Govardhan hill, naturally. So therefore, Nityananda, every time he comes on Govardhan, he's in ecstasy, the Lord. When it comes to Govardhan Puja, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas are very much conscious on the Acharya of all Acharyas. And this is Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri, he is the personality who reveals the Anakut. The Anakut, the offering of so many items. And this is revealed by Madhavendra Puri. And a very elaborate description is given in the beginning of the Madhya Leela of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And here we see that Madhavendra Puri's devotion. Madhavendra Puri is the guru of Ishwara Puri. Ishwara Puri is the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wonderful. These children know absolutely everything. So they should be giving class actually. Isn't it? So this is the spiritual master. And he's the one who's revealing to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. He is revealing the importance of the Anakut and the importance of the Gopala deity. The Gopala deity is who? What's the current name of the Gopala deity? Srinathji, referring to the children here. Mama said it already. Srinathji, any of you children been to Srinathji? Natwar? Oh, you must go there, because this is where the Gopal deity is there, and he's been there for many, many years now. So the deity of Srinathji, the Gopal deity, belonged to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri excavated the Gopal deity from Govardhan. He appeared from Govardhan. He was there since the time of Lord Krishna. So there's a lot of history there. And because the Gopal deity is there, and he's considered to be the third largest temple, most popular in India, Natwar. First you have the Tirupati Balaji. Second you have Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri, children been to Jagannath Puri? Yes? Wow. Jagannath Puri, Jagannath. Second largest, the third most popular temple is Natwar. And that is the Srinathji temple there, the Gopal deity there. And of course, because ideally the home of the Gopal, of Srinathji, is Govardhan. So the biggest Anakut you will see is in Natwar. And because it's so very much attached to Govardhan, and Govardhan supplies everything. Now, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, very importantly what happened is that there was one person who was waiting for Lord Chaitanya. He was waiting for Krishna for a long, long time. Because this person was actually the brother of Srimati Radharani. His name is Sridham. Sridham, he was waiting for Srimati Radha, he was waiting for Krishna. And when Krishna left, Krishna Lord was here for 125 years. He was here. 125 years. And when he left, his dear friend, the brother of Srimati Radharani, he's thinking, where is Krishna gone? So he went to Dwarka. He couldn't find him. He went to Hastinapur, where the Pandavas were. Couldn't find him. He wasn't there. Eventually, Sridham, he goes to Govardhan, thinking that anywhere on the planet is very big, anywhere in the universe, Krishna has to be on Govardhan. So Sridhama, he went there, and he searched everywhere, he couldn't find Krishna. Eventually, he went under the caves. And the caves opened sesame, opened up, and he entered inside. Unfortunately, he didn't find Krishna. He didn't find Krishna at all. And he saw that there's a very nice big sofa. There's a big sofa. And so because he's tired, he sits on the sofa and he falls asleep. And 1 year passes and he's still there. He's still there, he's asleep. A decade passes. What's a decade? 10 years, wonderful. 100 years is a century. A century passes and he's still there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu soon will appear. 1,000 years passes, a millennia passes, and he's still there. 4.5 millennia later, 4,500 years later, he's still there. By this time, Krishna has already gone. Many, many centuries have passed. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared. Sorry? Eventually he finds him. But who was here the king in England at that time? Who was the king of England when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here? He's a very famous king of England. Henry VIII. Henry VIII, a very famous king, he was ruling this land. Now, if only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was swimming in the ocean on Jagannath Puri, he could have easily swam all the way round and swam up the English Channel, entered Dover, walked into London, into the palace, and he could have converted Henry VIII. But he left it. He left it much, much later, and he left it for Srila Prabhupada to come to London. And on the 23rd of May, 1973, Srila Prabhupada comes here for the first time on the front lawn. On the 23rd of May, 1973. Of course, if only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did that, it would be quite something, isn't it? Quite something. But here we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after 4,500 years, it is now, he has appeared in Vrindavan, and he says to Lord Nityananda, look, someone is waiting for me underneath Govardhan. Go and find him. Sridham's waiting. Go and fetch him, because he's been waiting for a long time. He's very tall. Yes. Now she knows everything, doesn't it? She knows everything. You know more than all these adults. So Lord Nityananda, he goes underneath. He enters the cave. He sees Sridham, and Sridham is, crashed out on the sofa. Very tall. He goes to where he is, and immediately Sridham, after 4,500, can you imagine sleeping for 4,500 years? He wakes up and he says, what did he say? He says, Lord Balaram, you're here. He says, Balaram, if you're here, then Krishna's got to be here. Take me to Krishna. He says this, doesn't he? Of course, Nityananda said, well, I am Nityananda. I am Balaram, but I am Nityananda. This is Chaitanya Leela. So then he takes Sridham to Lord Chaitanya, and he's too tall. She said he's too tall. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cannot give him an embrace. What does he do? Wow. Wonderful. Did you all hear that? Did you hear what she said? Wonderful. What the children are saying. Now, because the adults don't know anything. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu steps on Sridham's toes, right? This is what they're saying. And then, because Gauranga Mahaprabhu himself is very tall, and he pulls at his chin and brings him down, and that then becomes, who does that become? He becomes Abhiram Thakur. Wonderful, he becomes Abhiram Thakur. So these are the pastimes of Giriraj Dharan in Vrindavan, and these are beautiful, beautiful pastimes. And if anyone has any time, which I'm sure you all do, please, when you go home, read the 10th canto today. Not all of it, but you can read the 25th chapter of the 10th canto. And if you have more time, you can read the pastimes of Govardhan in the Chaitanya Charitamrita as well. And these are very, very relishing pastimes, which have to be dwelled upon. We have to remember these pastimes. Of course, yesterday was Diwali day, but more importantly for us children, what was it? It was the day when Krishna gets tied up. Yes, yesterday was the actual day when Krishna gets tied up. By whom? By Mother Yashoda, isn't it? Wow, look at that. Technically, the Lord doesn't get tied up by a rope, but he gets tied up by prema, love. Wonderful. These children are so educated. They're very, very learned. So anything that we do during this time, any devotional service that we do, any bhakti which we perform, multiplied by 1,000. But if you're in Vrindavan, then by 10,000 times. So the children are doing a lot of devotional service. We should follow in their footsteps. And the more devotional service we do, the better for all of us. Thank you all very, very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Giriraj Govardhana ki.
Jai.
His Grace Nilamada Prabhu ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
So now we'll just clear up and we'll set up for the kirtan. We'll be offering lamps to Yashoda Damodar. We might need some volunteers to light up some lamps. Okay, so you can offer your lamps here. You'll get your lamp here and pass it on, and it will be put in there. And then after that, we request some devotees, some volunteers to help stacking all the chairs, so we can put them back, and then you may proceed for the feast. Okay? Giriraj Govardhana ki, Shri Yashoda Damodar ki.
Yashoda Biolu Kaladavamana Param Vishtamatyanta Todrutya Gopya Yashoda Biolu Kaladavamana Param Vishtamatyanta Todrutya Gopya Rudanta Muhurnetra Yugmam Rijanta Karamboja Yugmena Santanka Netra Yugmam Rijanta Karamboja Yugmena Santanka Netra Rudanta Muhurnetra Yugmam Rijanta Karamboja Yugmena Santanka Netra Yugmam Rijanta Muhushvasakam patrirekanka kanta Sitai grevam damodaram bhaktivadam Shvasakam patrirekanka kanta Sitai grevam damodaram bhaktivadam Muhushvasakam patrirekanka kanta Stitai grevam damodaram bhaktivadam Iti driksvalila virananda kunde Swagosham nimajanta makhyapayanta Iti driksvalila virananda kunde Swagosham nimajanta makhyapayanta Iti driksvalila virananda kunde Swagosham nimajanta makhyapayanta Tadiye shitajeshu bhaktai jitatva Puna prematastam shatavriti vande Tadiye shitajeshu bhaktai jitatva Puna prematastam shatavriti vande Idam te mukam boja matyanta nilai Vritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopyam Muhushchumbitam bimbarakta darame Manasya virastam alam lakshalabai Muhushchumbitam bimbarakta darame Manasya virastam alam lakshalabai Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdi Magnam Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdi Magnam Kripa drishti vrishyati dinam batanu Grihane shamam ajna medyakshi drishyam Kripa drishti vrishyati dinam batanu Grihane shamam ajna medyakshi drishyam Kuveratmajau bada murtyai vayadvat Tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha Kuveratmajau bada murtyai vayadvat Tvaya mochitau bhakti bhajau kritau cha Tata prema bhaktim svakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha Tata prema bhaktim svakame prayacha Namokshe grahom esti damodareha Namaste studamne spuradipti damne Tvadiyo daraya da vishvasya damne Namaste studamne spuradipti damne Tvadiyo daraya da vishvasya damne Namo Radhikayai Tvaidiyai Priyayai Namo Nantalilayai Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikayai Tvaidiyai Priyayai Namo Nantalilayai Devaya Tubhyam Namamishwaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namamishwaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Biyolu Kaladavamanam Paramrishta Matyanta Todrutya Gopya Yashoda Biyolu Kaladavamanam Paramrishta Matyanta Todrutya Gopya Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Jaya Radha Jayo Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Radhe Radhe. Jayo Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radhe Radhe. Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jayo Gauranitai, 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 Jayo Gauranitai. Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Damodar Ki Jai. Shri Shri Yashoda Damodar Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistening earrings swing to and fro, who manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful and his breathing quick, and as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright and his pearl necklace shook. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Those super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood drowned the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayana and Vaikuntha, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion. To the Supreme Lord Damodar, my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my heart. O Lord, I do not even want to know your feature of Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be enacted in my heart. O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled by locks of curling hair, have become reddened like bimba fruits due to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more can I describe than this? Millions of opulences are of no use to me, but may this vision constantly remain in my mind. O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow and am almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me, uplift me and protect me with your nectarine devotion. O Lord Damodar, in your form as a baby, Mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva, and Nalakuvara, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in this same way. I have no desire for liberation into your effulgence. O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with a rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadadaine. Hiranyakashipurvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye. Ito nirsimho parato nirsimho. Yato yato yamitato nirsimho. Pahe nirsimho hridaye nirsimho. Nirsimha madem sharanam prapade. Tavakara kamalavare nakam abduta shingam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam keshavadrita narahari rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jayo Nrsimhadev, 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 Jayo Nrsimhadev. Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj. Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Спасибо.
Спасибо за поддержку.
Хорошо поет, молодец. И плевать, что никому нету. Для Кришны же.
Ну да, старается. А?
На таком
Да, говорит, что у нее ноги уже устали. Да, долго сидела. Тимур, take your coat.
Что?
Долго сидела, ноги.
У меня смена нет вообще. Я вообще не могу сидеть вот как она сидит. Плохо, что делать?
Да, я тоже, у меня уже болят суставы.
Скорее, я вообще никогда не могла сидеть.
Was there? Shall I put pepper?